For the first part of today's lesson, we're going to look at types of data. So please write these notes down. So there are two main types of data that we're going to be talking about. We have got qualitative data, and this is where the data is described in words. For example, hair colour, or brand names, something along those lines. So that's called qualitative data. These words are really fun to say. The other type is called quantitative data. Quantitative data. Ugh, that's definitely a mouthful. And you can probably guess that this is when data is described, was given as numbers. So, for example, number of people, maybe you're counting them, how many people go to the stands in the food court, or maybe it's something like height. Now, we need to split quantitative down into two more categories. So quantitative data splits into two. We need to be aware of both and use this vocabulary. It splits down into discrete data and continuous. And the difference here is discrete is data can only take specific values. So, for example, number of people, because you would say, okay, how many people have gone past? Well, there's 7, there's 8, there's 20, there's 104. You wouldn't say like 7.3. Okay, so if you imagine a number line, we can only take specific values. So here, 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 we can only take these values here, nothing in between. Example, shoe sizes, 7, 8, 9. Yes, you can get half sizes, but you can't get like a 7.3 size. Continuous can take any value across a range. For example, time. So when you're measuring time, for example, along a timeline, you've got a stopwatch. Basically, you could stop it at any point along that whole range. It's not as if it goes straight 1 second to 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Now you've got 1.2 seconds, 1.29 seconds, and so on and so forth. So these are the two main types of data, discrete and continuous, when we're talking about numbers. For each one of these, I would like you to think, you don't have to write this down, I want you to think, is it qualitative? So would we get the data in words? Or is it quantitative, so it's given as numbers? And if it's quantitative, is it discrete, so they can only take specific values? Or is it continuous, so it would be somewhere along a large, well, almost an infinite range? So number of teachers in the school. So have a think about what it is. So each time pause it, have a think, and then restart it. Well, the number of teachers in the school, that is a number. So we know straight away that it's quantitative. So I'm just going to put that as quan. It can only be specific numbers. You've got 7, 8, 9, 10 teachers in a school, so it is discrete. So I'm going to put it like that. How about the colours of Smarties in a pack? Well, the colours are words, so this would be qualitative data. How about the number of sweets in a pack? Well, the key word there is number, so straight away we should know that it is quantitative. And is it going to be discrete or continuous? Well, it's going to be discrete because you'd either have 1 sweet, 2 sweets, 4 sweets. You're not going to have like 4.99 sweets and so on and so forth. How about the weight of a car? Again, weight we would give as a number, so we're talking quantitative. And would it be discrete or continuous? Hopefully we worked out that that one would be continuous, because you could have it like 5 tons, 5.21 tons, 5.999 tons. I've got no idea if that's how much of a car weighs. I think that's would be a very heavy car, but you kind of hopefully get the drift. So now we've got the score when you throw 3 darts as a dartboard. Qualitative or quantitative? Well, it's a number, so that would be quantitative. Discrete or continuous? It's going to be discrete, because you would have a score of 1, 2. Even if you hit that metal bar, you're not going to get half a point. How about the brands of cereal on sale in a shop? Well, that would be given as words, so that would be qualitative data. The times recorded at the Olympic Games for the men's 200 metres. Well, hopefully we can start making connections between these groups. Well, that would be a number, so it would be quantitative. Would it be discrete or continuous? Well, much like the weight of a car, it would be continuous, because you could have 10 seconds. Well, you'd have like 19 seconds, 19.21 seconds, 19.2359. It would be continuous because it could take anything along a range. And the last one, the number of votes for different films in the Oscars. Would that be qualitative or quantitative? So again, we're talking about the number. So we're going to have here for this one, it's going to be quantitative. Would it be discrete or continuous? It would be discrete, because you would have a definitive number of votes. I did put this bit in here because I wanted if people would get confused, because obviously the different films would be called different things, so you've got words going on there. However, we're specifically talking about the number of votes, so we're talking about the number, and that would be quantitative. Okay, so for the next slide, there's a bunch for you to write down in your book, and if you could just write down if they're qualitative or quantitative, and if they're quantitative, if they're discrete or continuous, please. So pause the video and have a go.